All right, hi Faith Formation families, it's Miss Abdallah, and this is our Faith Formation newsletter video for November 5th through the 12th. Well, and I'll talk a little bit about the 13th too, so for this whole next week anyway. So I hope you had a great week off from classes. I will say that I am absolutely thrilled that I saw so many of you at our different events that we had this week. Starting with the trunk or treat, we had over 100 people that came through. It was amazing. And what was so heartwarming was all the volunteers, especially our youth group and our confirmation students that decorated their trunks and really catechized the younger kids with their stories. And I just really can't tell you what that does. That is what it's all about, my friends. And it was just so exciting. And I think the kids had a good time, and it just was a really pleasant day for us to get together and just kind of celebrate and have fun. So thank you for those of you that turned out. Also, the All Souls Day lanterns that my 4th and 5th graders worked so hard on, peeling the labels off. We illumined them. We had the names of all of our deceased parishioners to honor them, and it was really very beautiful to see the families of those who lost someone this year come and look for their family member's name on the luminaries. It was just a really tender, beautiful way to memorialize people. So, I know that it's hard to envision what those milk jugs were for and why we were doing what we were doing, but the end result was very touching, very beautiful, and I just can't think of a better way to minister to people that have lost a loved one. So that is a tradition that we're hoping to continue even next year. So that is my hope anyway. And then, of course, we had our grocery project, collecting groceries for the St. Andrew's food cupboard, which was an astounding success. We had about 6 carloads of groceries, and we had about 10 of our grade 10 through 12, well, grade 8 through 12, that came out to volunteer to sort the groceries. And so I thank each and every one of you from the bottom of my heart, because you guys really cranked it out, got them all sorted and bagged and ready to go. And they're delivered to St. Andrew's on Friday. So, I mean, that's just so wonderful. So there's pictures below in the newsletter to just kind of commemorate some of those really nice, beautiful moments of people that are, that rose to the cause this week, helped out with the community, built up our family events portion of the program. So thank you to everyone that volunteered their time in service. It is just truly a blessing to be a part of this blossoming community. So thank you for that. Classes this week. Here we go. We're jumping right in. Saturday, November 6th at Our Lady Queen of Peace from 9 to 12. We have our first Reconciliation Camp Session 1. The children that are in the First Reconciliation Program, you are going to come into the main part of the church at Our Lady Queen of Peace at 9 o'clock. Parents, you'll stay for the opening prayer and inscription. And then once the students break off into their classrooms, you're free to go, or you can stay and pray. It's up to you. It is 3 hours, so if you want to just go get some errands done and come back, that's great. But again, if you want to stay, that's fine too. So the students will do their different sessions. At the end, we'll all come back to the church. And for dismissal, we're going to have you come into the church at 12 o'clock. We're going to have you pick up your children, and then on the way out in the narthex, on a table will be the bag lunches for you to pick up for your children, okay? So that will be available. The menu for that, I'm going to send an email out. We've got ham and cheese or turkey and cheese roll-ups. We have chips. We have applesauce and juice box. So, really a nice, lunch on the go. Okay. All right. Sunday, November 7th, grade 8 and 9, confirmation year, some of confirmation year 1 and 2. We will be meeting on Sunday night from 6:30 to 8:30. And we are also going to talk about the confirmation packets that will be going home in 2 weeks. Okay. The packets will contain everything that you need for the year, for your particular year of confirmation, what you need to get accomplished before March. Okay, especially year 2. This is a big deal because you're at the end of your journey. Year 1, you guys are at the beginning, so we're going to kind of just have a little bit of information that goes home with all of you. Students will take them home from confirmation class. If you are not present at that class, then they'll be mailed home. And I will have all the forms on the newsletter so that we know for sure that everybody has these packets, because we need to make sure everybody has them. If you're in a Catholic school and you're watching this video right now, yours will be mailed home to you, okay? Because I know you're not coming in for the class. So anybody not present will get them mailed home. And then, like I said, the electronic forms will be on the newsletter. So be watching for those. And Sunday night, we're going to talk about just what's going to be involved in that, so that you're kind of thinking about what you're doing and what you need to be focused on. And then you'll get the packets on the, I think it's the 21st. Yeah, the 21st. Okay. So right before Thanksgiving, you'll be able to know what you need to do from then until March. Okay. On Monday the 8th, we have K through 5 in-person learning for those that are in the Monday cohort, again from 6 to 7:15. Tuesday the 9th, we have our K through 5 and remote learners also from 6 to 7:15. All right. Remote learners, I believe all of you have your books from what I'm looking at the list. So if you have the books, I have not attached the digital copies of your chapter to the newsletter because it is my understanding that you all have your book. If you don't, you need to email me this week and tell me that you don't. But it looks like the same number that signed them out is the same number that I have signed up for remote learning. So I think all of you have them. But if that's a problem, please let me know. There are some people that contacted me this week and I put their books in the basket, and I think all but one are still out there. So hopefully you'll all have it in time. But if that becomes a problem, let me know. All right. Just let me know. But it's a lot of work for me to scan all that into the system. So if I don't have to do that, that's just going to make things a little bit less and easier for me when I put together the newsletter, okay? But I'm willing to do it if it's a necessity. So if you have your books, I don't have to, and that'll be one less thing we've got to worry about. Grade 10 through 12, you guys don't have class until the 13th. That's a Saturday. And we'll be meeting at St. Thomas More from 5:30 to 7:30, but that's not this week. That is the following week. But I'm giving you the heads up because I know some of you will need to arrange things because I know some of you work, some of you have things going on. But that presentation will be about Indigenous relationship with the Catholic Church, Indigenous persons. So we're going to look at some of the issues that have come up in current events and explore some of the history, and then how to forge ahead, learning from our past and how to be peaceful and allies to Indigenous persons moving forward. Okay, so that's something we're going to explore a little bit. And I know that when we talked at our first meeting, there was a lot of interest in that. So I've done my best to put together a presentation that you will enjoy. So we will look at that time. On the 14th is the next class for grades 6 and 7. So you guys get the week off this week, and you will be back with us on the 14th. So when we don't have class, you don't have homework. All right, so I had done that for a little while to catch everybody up that missed the early classes, but moving forward, if we don't have class, you don't have homework. You'll only have the homework after we've had class and if you weren't able to make it in person, okay? All right, that's it for classwork. One last piece that I wanted to add is about the nativity play. Now, the nativity play, I did a survey last week to see who would feel comfortable doing an in-person nativity play on Christmas Eve with their children. If you guys had masks on, if children had masks on, and we did all safety precautions to make sure that happened safely. That got the most votes, although I certainly only heard from less than 10 of you, so I'm I don't want to assume that's the majority, but that's who voted. So almost all of you voted to be able to do it in person, so that's what I'm going to go with. If for some reason you did not get a chance to vote and you would like to do it, the next step down below is a sign up for people that want to have their children absolutely positively to be in the play. Okay, so I have that list below. I'm not ascribing, there's roles per se, but it's just to let me know what people are interested, how many are going to be interested in doing the play. Based on how many people we get will determine whether we do 2 plays or 1. Okay. If I don't have enough to do even 1 play, then we're not going to book it for 2 parishes and try to make that happen. We'll just condense it and do 1 mass with that if that's what we need to do. The other piece of this is that I did speak with the staff at Our Lady of Lourdes and St. Anne's this week, and a nativity play has not been a tradition of their communities. So even though they would support one in the future, right now it's not an expectation, and so they have opted to maybe do a virtual one or something that's they're not necessarily looking to have one because that would be something new for them. So we're going to focus our energies on those that are expecting a play and would like to do the play, and then we'll branch out depending on how many people we get. Now, that's not to say that we can't do something new, but I am trying to be respectful of how people have always done things, and then we'll grow as needed. But right now, to try to have nativity plays all over the place when we've only got 5 kids that want to do it doesn't make much sense. So we're just going to do the best we can this year. The good news is the vaccines for our younger kids have been approved. So if you're a parent that has been longing for that, and I know a lot of you have been longing for the day that your younger children can get the vaccine, next year will look a lot different. But for this year, and I know there's even still some parents that are not sure that they're going to get their children vaccinated, and I understand the whole gamut of that and where everybody is. So for this year, this is how we're going to do it. Those that are feeling comfortable and able can join us for that, and those that aren't, don't worry. We have next year when things can hopefully keep going the trajectory that they are, and we can maybe get a little bit more in person with things a little more safely anyway. So that's where we're at with that. That sign up is below. If you know for sure you're going to be in town and for sure that your children would be taking an active role in the nativity play in some form or fashion, go ahead and sign up for that, and then we'll go from there. All right? Okay. All right, everyone. I hope you had a great week, and I hope you continue to have a good week this week. We will see you soon. Take care, everyone. God bless.